Okay, this is going to be problem number 5, and if there are any that are going to trip me up, it'll be this one right here. Again, Eli Loft tuning in for another video. But this one is a dictionary inverter, which I hate. I hate dictionaries. They are always trip me up just because that was like the last thing I learned in Python. I learned everything else first, but um, which seems kind of backwards because it's one of the earlier things you learn. But um, all right, let's get into it. So first we're gonna make the dictionary. You may be wondering why I just did that. It wasn't auto and tabbing shift, and I hate when it does that. I don't know how to get it stopped besides opening a new one. So okay, this just takes in the dictionary. So I guess let's start by initializing our dictionary. So we're just going to have okay. Then E. All right. So right here we have for the key, which is going to be the first one, first part of the dictionary, um, for the values in that key. So and the items. Initialize that because items is a method. So we're gonna do an if else statement here. Um, so if it's the value's not already in the inverted dictionary, we're going to have the value equal the key. So let's go ahead and type that out. So if value not in, okay, else All right. So this covers if the value's not in the dictionary. If the depth. So this part is going to cover if the value is in the dictionary already, we want to add the term to the key. So if we have multiple keys with the value true and we're trying to invert it, then our true becomes the key and we want most of the rest of our keys that are turning into values in a list. Um, and then we want to sort that as well. So we want to, all right. So this will add for the value that is turning into the key, this adds the key that's turning into the value at the end of the list if it's already there. Then this is just going to be our sort method. All right. Then we're just going to have our return statement. We're going to want it to return our inverted. All right. So this, I believe, is going to be our full definition. And all we need now is our values to plug into. So for dictionary one, we're going to do D1 equal a set of, and then the ones that it wants me to be able to do is 10. All right. And for the dictionaries, this is going to be our starting key and this is going to be our value. So when we return it, we want this to be our starting key and this to be our value for this. Okay. For this, we're going to have the same thing, but we're going to have it update with a longer list. So we're going to do 1, 2. Yeah. Um, so this one should be our basic case. This one just checks to make sure it can invert. This one is going to be our case where it sees if it'll add both 30s to a list. Um, or not both 30s to a list. It'll make 30 the key and add both 3 and 4 to that list. Sorry. This is going to be our last dictionary that we need to use as an example. And this one is going to check to make sure it works with booleans. Where we're going to have 4 is true, 2 is true, and 0 is true. Oh. Ah, I see. Um, I need to include the value because we're sorting the values, um, not the definition, which is why it's giving me an error message. This is only capitalization. Perfect. So just going through the cases, like I said, um, this is simply swapping the keys and this is going to, yeah, simply swap the keys and the values, uh, which it does. This is going to swap the keys and the values, but also make a list out of the 3 and 4 because 30 has 3 and 4 both have the same value. So they're going to get moved to, when they get moved to keys, they're going to be both 3 and 4 in that list. Ooh. And finally, just like the last one, true. Sorry, my roommate was messing with my music by connecting to my Spotify, so that that sucks. But sorry about that. But yeah, like I said, just swaps them. This swaps them, but adds this to a list, and this just makes that one list because they all have the same initial true value, which becomes the key, and all of these become the values. All right, I will see you all in the next video.